Good morning, guys. Welcome to another episode. Hey, what's going on? This is supposed to be Klopp's farewell tour, but what's coming out? I'm not really liking it. I don't know about you guys, but I am definitely not feeling some of these snake maneuvers that is happening right now on Klopp's final week at the club. I mean, 3 months after he's left, I can understand this kind of stories coming out. But why in his final week? We're gonna go be discussing that, guys. We're gonna discuss um, Klopp's loyalty and the good and the bad of it. We'll also be examining some of the stuff that Paul Joyce has been releasing recently. We'll look into that. We'll look into the type of players that he was being loyal to, aka Firmino, Milner, Henderson, and so on. And we'll look at Klopp's legacy as well. So we're gonna go break all of that stuff down. Hope you guys are good. Please like the video. Try and get us up to 50 likes per stream, guys. It's not a lot. We've got enough subs for us to hit 50 quite easily. Let's get it going and subscribe if you haven't. But yeah, man, I don't know about you guys, but it is what it is. Let's just have a look at some of the comments right now. Big up Foles. Big up No Beats. Big up No Beats from John Conway. Big up. Good to see you all, guys. Appreciate you lot joining me. But yeah, so let's get into it. First, let's discuss Klopp's loyalty. Is Klopp a little bit too loyal? Let's go back to the history of him at Borussia Dortmund. Mines I can't really speak on because I don't know too much. But Dortmund, I do know that he was constantly having his best players stripped away from him. So he would resent the fact that he couldn't keep his top players. Now, those players that got him the titles and stuff were being taken away, aka Götze, aka Lewandowski, aka Matt Hummels. All of these players left to their rivals Bayern Munich, and he resented that because that's when those players that he was relying on, those players that got him two titles and to a final Champions League final, were taken away. And the most important thing for him was to try and keep those guys that got him there. And so he resented that. So when he came to Liverpool, we had a system where we had the people, the transfer committee. You had himself, obviously his assistants and stuff. In the beginning, it was all calm, cushy. He wanted someone like Julian Brandt, but they suggested that Mo Salah fit the system better and what have you, because they do their, the nerdy stuff where they check out the last few years, the data on the player, and then get the scouts to watch them, and then decide as a committee that that's the best player going that will fit the system that Liverpool or Klopp was trying to implement. Now there's a good thing about that, because 7, 8 heads are better than one, right? 8 heads that come to a conclusion is better than one person coming to a different conclusion. However, what we saw was that Klopp got the players that got Klopp the Champions League and the Premier League were massive for him. And so when these players were like, and Klopp is an emotional guy. As he said, look, he collects relationships. He loves the relationships with players, and so he can never see. For example, a good example would be when Matip's season got written off. What was the first thing that came out of Klopp's mouth? And it said the same thing about my man. What's his name? Ox. Oxlade-Chamberlain, he did the same thing with him. He said, "Yeah, listen, we need to give him an extra year that he lost due to injury because he's thinking he's done this for us." And now we can discuss the good and the bad of it. Number one, the good of it is obviously that players that are not the highest quality, not the most expensive players, not the ones that that can decide a game and end and score you the goals or decisive moments will come clutch, because those are like very, very highly thought of and highly rare. Those players, we didn't have those, but we had players that go above and beyond their own ability because of Klopp's management style and how he uplifted the players and made them believe that they can compete at a level higher than they really should be able to. Yeah, so he instills that confidence. And the way he does it is by building that relationship. Now, he's not going to be a hypocrite. If he likes the relationship, he's going to try and be good for you. For example, if you lot are working wherever you're working, you would love a manager to be very loyal to you, especially if you've produced and got the company to a certain level. And for him to be ruthless and cut you off, let's say you're not, like, you've got us here, now we need to go to another level. You're probably thinking, nah, I'll go, like, you'll resent that person. And Klopp doesn't want to be resented. He wants to be, looked at. That's his personality. He just wants to do the right thing. Yeah. And sometimes the right thing clashes with, like, winning. Let's be real. The right thing sometimes clashes with winning. So, the bad thing about it is when these players start to decline, is that you don't have the ruthlessness that some other managers have in just dashing them and throwing them out, throwing the baby out with a bathwater. Because at the end of the day, people like that are goal orientated more than the people, and that's what you got to weigh up. I'm a person that will probably agree with Klopp's style more than the ruthlessness, because these guys produced, and I'm going to back them as much as possible. However, this is where probably the relationship between him and Edwards became a bit, clashy, is that Edwards obviously didn't have a relationship with the players. He's the guy over there that in the background that doesn't need to see these guys every day. So it's easy for him to just, make that cold-hearted decision of, nope, we're not doing it. We're not doing it. We're not going to renew your contract. So it's easy for him to do it like that. But it wasn't easy for Klopp. And so that's where the relationship broke down. So I can understand it from both points of view, but what I'm not liking is the timing of this. I don't know you guys. I don't mind these things coming out and saying, like, let's have a look at the first excerpt that came out last night. Here, if you see, it says Klopp has always been loyal to his squad, too loyal in some cases. AKA, they're saying James Milner, Roberto Firmino would have received new contracts last summer had Klopp got his way. Henderson and Fabinho were not pushed out. They forced their way out. So it's saying here that Klopp was willing to give Firmino a new contract, and also Milner, and also he's never willing to push players out that's looking to stay or are good, good examples or good influences within the team. For example, Adrian, I don't think he's good enough for Liverpool, even a third place goalkeeper. However, apparently, with regards to the mood and the people and the players and bringing the young players through and stuff, he's really, really good. So Klopp kept him around. And we can debate whether the merits of that being at a big club However, as I said clearly, is the timing of it. He's last week, and these things coming out is a little bit suspicious. So, which brings me forward to we can even go to seeing this bit as well about Klopp. Klopp and Van Dijk played important roles in persuading Nunes to join, including direct conversations during April's Champions League quarter-final between Benfica and Liverpool, in which he scored twice. Nunes sees Klopp as the best coach in the world. So Paul Joyce here is being fed stuff like that was kept in-house for such a long time. But why now? Who's feeding Paul Joyce? And my theory is that this is 100% coming from a bitter place, as well as creating a narrative or condition for people to bear with what Edwards and co are about to do. So I think this is a strategic play. So when Slot does come in and we sign players that probably nobody's heard of, that will be a little bit more patient because there's no loyalty involved in these decisions. We're not like Klopp. We're going strictly by the numbers. There was stuff coming out with like Klopp wanted Nunes, Edwards, or Julian Ward wanted Nkunku, which didn't happen. So I don't know about you guys. Comment below if you agree with this is coming from a well-thought strategic play from Edwards' camp. And when I say Edwards' camp, I mean those that he's just brought in as well as those that felt slighted by Klopp, taking away their power and making executive decisions himself. It's coming from a strategic place for people to give them more time for when they do make their signings that probably 95% of us won't know the background of such players. And that's why they're going for a model of a manager it's not a manager, it's just a coach, where they make the decisions now and we give you the players that we feel is right, as opposed to you having any ability to dictate. Now, this is where it becomes a bit controversial, because if Slot becomes very successful, becomes very popular at Liverpool, he garners more power, more strength, especially from the fan side of it. And it'll be hard if he was to, let's say, hint that he's not getting the players he wants and performances start going down, Edwards will still be in trouble. So it's very hard balancing act. What do you guys think? What do you think the motives are behind what's happening, especially the last week? Reverend Knight says, we knew this already, no beats. He's too loyal. Indeed, been saying this for years. Exactly. We know it, but especially at Liverpool, yeah. Therefore, too loyal to Salah when he wasn't playing well, and Salah over Mane. That was the thing. Mane was always off before Salah. Yes, I know he's a legend, but there were spells when he wasn't on it. Yes, 100%. Also, I think he was catering to Salah's more. He knew that Mane can get over it a little bit better than a Salah being taken off. So sometimes that's understandable, because like you got to treat everyone quite differently depending on their personality. If someone's going to take it like really bad, certain action, then you try and avoid it as much as possible just to keep the peace. Yeah. Big up JC. Yeah. To win big, you need to be ruthless. Pep is notorious for that. Exactly. You gotta be, but how do you become ruthless? How the budgets are different. I can understand if you've got a big budget where you can have a good turnover of players quite easily. However, is it easy when you need to? Basically, you're gonna look like a hypocrite if you're telling these guys one thing to up their game, especially when you don't have the budget to replace them as quick as you would like. You would look like a hypocrite because you're just shipping off players that you tell them that they can do this, they're the best in their position, they can definitely compete, and when they don't, you just ship them off. It's very hard then to be looked at the same. Pep Guardiola has a more of a aloof relationship with his players. He's more distant, so therefore he can be ruthless. Where Klopp actually he's integrated quite well with the players. He's a hands-on manager. He's more of a guy that uh, if the football's not on, he can get heated, as he said before. However, he can laugh and joke with you when it's not football's not even in the conversation. And I don't think Pep is like that. Personally, I like that style of management, Klopp style, because Pep style breeds for me. It will breed resentment. It will breed I mean, it's good for if you got easily you can turn people over. You can get rid of, let's say, a Cancelo without you bought him for 50, 60 million, and without any financial implications, you can just go loan him out. That's understandable if you can do that. At Liverpool, I don't think it's as easy because we don't have that luxury. That's what I'm trying to say. It's been a ride, but wow, it ended a bit damp. But again, it's been a ride. Just not looking forward to Sky constantly comparing Slot to Klopp commentary after commentary. Yeah, he's gonna have a really hard time because Klopp wouldn't do this, Klopp wouldn't do that. Oh, that's not how Klopp does things. It's gonna happen, and it's gonna put a lot of pressure on him, especially people that fall for the propaganda of Sky and whatever Jamie Carragher or Neville says, because what they say one thing in the beginning, then they change and then they keep changing. So it's unreliable, and he's gonna find it tough to compete in the beginning. We'll see what he's made of. I've had Firmino now. Oh, I'll have Firmino now over Nunes. Uh, tough one. Millie himself said Klopp wanted him to sign a new contract, but the club said no. You can be too loyal. You can in those situations. I do agree with you. I think he should have that conversation with, especially the older players, like Henderson and whatnot, to say, you know what, like I tried my best to get you guys to stay, but it's not happening. It's best that you get a better contract somewhere else, and have that honest conversation with them, because I'm sure that when Henderson was about to, when he was being linked places abroad, and then the thing is, the media. You see, this is the thing. The media now turning on Klopp for these things, but they're the ones who was gassing him to keep these guys, because if I remember, they were like, "Well, we're hearing that he might leave. He's been such a loyal servant here. How can you get rid of him?" Blah blah blah. And Klopp was like, "I don't think I will. I'll try my best to try and keep whoever wants to stay." And so they're instigators. If it were like if he gets rid of Henderson, he's a bad guy. That narrative would have come out. And if he kept him, he's naive for keeping someone that's on the decline. Loyalty is admirable, but performance need to warrant loyalty. Yeah, facts. But that's then again, that's where the financial side of it comes. Because how do you get rid of a player or a team for a team that are quite on a mad budget? They're not like Man United or Man City or Chelsea or even Arsenal in the last few years. Look, Arsenal, Arsenal signed Ramsdale for 30 million. Kept him for 2 seasons, and then we're like, we'll get another keeper for 30 million. They're gonna pay this summer 30 million for my man who's I'm forgetting his name now. Raya. They're paying another 30 million for Raya. I don't see Liverpool ever doing something like this. You lot let me know. Would Liverpool ever sign a player, 2 seasons doesn't work out, sign another player in that same position while that player is still there? Nah, because they'll say, no, you need to get rid of that guy. You need to sell that guy. And it's not easy, bro. It's not easy. Paul Joyce moving like a mole. Is Drake's team supplying Kendrick information? Yeah, exactly. And he knows that there's no consequences to it now. He can release it because Klopp not gonna be around, so he can't be like berated. But it'll be interesting to see what Klopp says about it in his press conference, in his last press conference before the Aston Villa game, if it even comes up. Klopp being over loyal don't make me dislike him. Exactly. Look, every single one of you will appreciate that if you're in Henderson or Milner's position, you'll love it. That's the thing. People tell me Klopp is old school. I disagree. Take Paisley or Fergie. If you didn't perform on the pitch, you were dropped. Now, this is interesting because Fergie, from what I've seen, a lot of his former players dislike him because of such snake maneuvers like this. For example, Beckham. He went to Beckham's house in East London and pitched to him to come to United, gassed up his family. He's a United fan as well. And then he did came, and then he would, as a 14-year-old, he'll bring him around the first team a lot. It sounded like he was like being a second father to him, right? Until Beckham got involved with Posh Spice, when we've put this is on the documentary on Netflix if you guys want to watch it. He didn't like it. Fergie didn't like that relationship and thought that he's being distracted with off the field stuff. However, when he wanted him to leave, like he wasn't man enough to tell him straight to his face. He was more like his agent was like, listen, you need to go. And Fergie refused to talk to him, if I remember correctly. Refused to talk to him, and it just aired him. And so that bred resentment. To this day, Beckham was like, it would have been nice if he just said to me, look, I'm thinking that I'm taking another direction. You can leave to Real Madrid or whatever and keep that relationship. So there it is, guys. Like, I don't think Klopp is one of those snaky guys. I don't think he'll snake you on purpose. If you're not performing, he can tell you, listen, for example, Origi. He saw Origi had some value and never pushed him out. And we benefited from that because Origi helped us against Barcelona, helped us against Everton, helped us in countless situations. Final, he scored to make it 2-0, made us all relax the last 10 minutes. Come on, guys. I'm telling you, you can't. There's not a perfect manager. Every manager is going to have like their down points. And Klopp's one, I don't think it's as bad. It's he's more of he's coming from a more humanistic perspective. He said it, guys. He might have not collected as much trophies, but he's collected a lot of relationships, and that's what he values, and we've got to just accept it. I don't think Nunes will improve next season. He will miss more chances and score similar amounts of goals. We'll see. I think next season is probably his last chance saloon. If Slot doesn't get the best out of him, I think he'll be gone, in my opinion. I love his desire, his passion. I love his ambition. He wants to be the best. But I think he just needs to. He might be one of those players that like they basically it clicks at around 27, 28, 29. You know what I mean? Where he just relaxes a little bit, where he loses a little bit of energy. But right now he's just like so gun ho that the Tottenham miss basically just confirmed it. The guy is just he's been watching that game, 4 goals, and he was like, when I get on, he hypes himself a bit too much. But when you get into that one-on-one situation, you need to calm yourself down. Where he hypes himself up and then does something crazy. And the Brentford game was, the Brentford game was actually the highlight. Where everyone thought, let's just go around the keeper. And everybody tried to chip it. He chipped him, but it was dangerous. Almost had a heart attack. Almost had a heart attack. This is the new regime system, so we can't say how they're going to move until they do. Yep, that's true. That's true. Let's see how it goes. But I'm just not liking it coming out last week. Right now, we should be reminiscing and celebrating all the good that Klopp has brought to the team, guys. If you remember, we was coming off of Roy Hodgson, a washed Kenny Dalglish, and then a Brendan Rodgers, and then Klopp came in and made us one of the most feared teams in Europe. It was at one point Liverpool were the feared team in Europe, and 3 Champions League finals is testament to that. Nobody wanted to play Liverpool. We could blow teams away in the first 10 minutes of a match, and people will be like, "Oh, what's happened here?" So we should be thinking about those times rather than this loyalty stuff right now. Liverpool play dirty where the scores 1-3-1 against Aston Villa in the second half. Liverpool played dirty where the scores 1-3 against Aston Villa in the second half. I don't understand that. Elaborate, please. Do you think FSG, Richard Hughes, Julian Ward, Michael Edwards will control Arne Slot? If things don't work out, he'll be the first one in the chopping board. Managing Liverpool will be a big task. I think they're going to try and they probably have agreed that this is the system that they'll be going through. Each person has got like a say. He'll definitely have a say on players. However, I think the final say is going to be away from him. I don't think they'll force a player on him, but I don't think they'll accept a player that they disagree with either from him. So it could be like a stalemate. So if they bring someone and he doesn't agree, I don't think they'll bring that person. No, if they disagree with whoever he suggests, I don't think they'll bring him in. So they'll have like that. So they'll have to like agree with a second option or the third. You know what I mean? I think that's how it's going to work. But we'll see. Edwards will be ruthless and make football decisions based on current performances, availability for games. Yeah, sometimes you need that. Sometimes, especially if the players that are coming in and the players that are there start to understand that these decisions are being made by Edwards, they can't really hold the manager to account. They can say they can ask the manager to go back for them and argue on their behalf. However, at the end of the day, they'll know that this is coming from the top down rather from, the manager. But as I said, it's going to be interesting. If Slot is successful, his stock will grow and his power will inevitably grow. So I want to see how they deal with it then. But a good example, the way it works actually is probably like a way that FSG probably want it to work is like the way Real Madrid operate. They have managers scared there. But then again, that's the pinnacle. Like nobody's going looking for something better than Real Madrid. So managers are happy to, listen to whatever Real Madrid say. But Liverpool is always a step up. For example, Real Madrid, if Slot does really, really well and Real Madrid start to like him, I think he'll always have that option. And if he does leave and says, you know what, I couldn't be myself at Liverpool fans would definitely turn on the decision makers, aka Edwards and Co. What next season? Sell this brother. Well, bro, it depends, innit? Like, I don't think let's see what they've got, man. I said that Nunes I would like to see him under another manager and see if it can happen, because I just like his drive. I like his enthusiasm. I like the chaos he does bring. You know what I mean? And see if, because I still think there's something there. There is something there still, in my opinion. Can we unlock it? Is the key question. In your opinion, which players do you anticipate Liverpool Club may sell or buy during the upcoming summer transfer window with ownership, and Arne Slot? I think Diaz needs to go ahead of Nunes, because Diaz, great footballer. However, his skill set does not match a Liverpool. It matches more of a um it matches more of a like off the cuff team, not a team with a playing style of philosophy, because he that his teammates don't know when he'll pass, nor does he know when he'll pass, because he's just so off the cuff. He's not like cut and shoot. He's not like a person that's like, all right, take a person down the byline, cut in, and give it to a specific person, or hit a specific area. He is so off the cuff. Sometimes he'll faint about 7 times, and so the players find it difficult to continue making runs or whatever for him, because they don't know when this guy is going to pass. And if you've ever played football and you play with someone that you don't know when he'll pass, it is the most annoying thing. You can never build a relationship with that player. You can never predict what he'll do, because he's so unpredictable. That's the thing. His issue is just so unpredictable. He's too unpredictable. Richard, I think Slot will tell Hughes and Cole what kind of player he wants and what he wants said player to do, and the scouts will give him a few names. Blah blah blah. Yeah, it could work out like that as well. Will Mohamed Salah, Luis Diaz, Darwin Nunes be sold in the summer? I don't think all three will be sold. I think two might be, with Salah and Diaz, but depends. That all depends on Salah, to be honest, because he does hold the cards. He can stay one more season if he wants, but I don't think he's gonna get a new contract at Liverpool. For me, I don't think Salah's getting a new contract at Liverpool. Maybe Trent, maybe even Van Dijk, but I don't think, definitely Salah's not getting a new contract. You can't run a football team where the coaches say we're getting this player. It's up to you to get the best out of him. That's nonsense, in my opinion. 100%. That's what I said. You're gonna cause like division, and the player is kind of like, it's kind of like I was about to say something so bad there, but it's not nice to be a player thrown on you, because even though the player might be a nice guy, you know that it's come from that from that relationship with the hierarchy that you probably had heated discussions about, and so when he does arrive, you'll probably take it out on him. I'll make sure, and it's countless times it's happened before. For example, aka Firmino was hoisted on him by the committee, but he didn't like him, started playing him in some odd positions like right wing and stuff like this. And so Firmino was like famous for saying that he didn't understand why he was so cold to him. He wasn't being cold to him because he disliked Firmino, but the circumstances made him like that, made him hate Firmino, because he was forced on him from the higher ups. Where will Liverpool finish next season? Similar position like this season? I'm not even calling it, man. I need to see preseason. I need to see what this guy's about. I mean, I've read and seen a lot of videos on him. However, I still need to. There's a big step up from Feyenoord to Liverpool. Big step up, and he's got Champions League as well. What is Liverpool budget in the summer? Who knows? You'll never know that answer, and none of us know. You know why? the time we lost the league by a point and won the Champions League, we thought we are gonna go big because we won the Champions League and finished a point behind. So we thought this is the time where we need to get over the line, bring some big boy players. And all we signed was Adrian, uh, I think that Dutch player, the ginger guy, Van something, and Elliot. It might have been Elliot as well. That was it. That was it. So 2 young players that never played and a backup keeper. I rate them to a certain extent. I like the model. I just don't like that they don't spend enough, especially when we definitely need it. I like the model. I don't mind the model of, but you need to upgrade your team every season. You know what I mean? I don't know much about Hughes, but apparently these guys have all got relationships, so it looks like it's jobs for the boys. But let's see. We say that uh, um, Edwards is ruthless and blah blah blah. However, he's just gone and hired someone that he's worked with before, which is a bit loyalish to me. He's hired 2 people that he's known before, actually. You know what I mean? If Salah doesn't sign extension, yes. Diaz and Nunes, if they want to go, yes. Trent and Virgil must sign extensions or sell also. Our club is not funded by rich owners, can't afford any free transfers. Exactly. Exactly. We'll see if they're ruthless. Because if Trent and Salah and Virgil go for free, that tells me a lot, man. Richard, how much is it? Okay, I don't know what burgers are talking about. I hate saying that, but it's reality. It's how we run. Exactly. I'm gonna move on from that. Guys, I hope you guys are liking the video so far. Please hit the like if you haven't. Quickly, just take a minute, not even a minute, 2 seconds. Hit the like, minimize your window, hit the like, and make sure you subscribe. Now, yeah, I'll wait and see what the men can do for our judge. If they do good for our club, I'll like them, but we've got to give them a chance. Exactly that. That's why I'm staying silent, to be honest, with Edwards and Co and stuff. Let's see. We're being told that Klopp has left us in a really good position. Time will tell. Darwin Nunes is headless chicken and can't finish. He is a bit headless sometimes. But remember, he has been calm on occasions when it comes to setting up his teammates. When he was going crazy against Chelsea, was it Chelsea? Oh no, it was Newcastle, where he had so many chances and then he was calm enough to set up Mo Salah. So we'll see, man. I think there's something in there. Tony Ho also, he can't stay on side. Wonder what the record is for his offside in a season. You know what? That's been happening only the second half of this season, to be honest. Yeah. Because I've seen him, I've been watching him carefully. The guy makes so much crazy runs, yeah. When I say crazy, I mean in a good way. He makes runs and they never spotted. I think it was Ian Wright that highlighted it. I think it was against West Ham when he scored. And he wasn't being, or was it against City? Yeah, sorry, it was against City. Where he wasn't being picked out. So many good runs, honestly. And I was surprised that someone like as good as McAllister wasn't picking him out more, because the runs were absolutely delicious. If Trent plays a little bit higher, I think he can get a lot more goals, because Trent spots those. Atalanta, we were toothless unless Trent were doing those, those quick long balls, and they have a good connection, those two. They do have a good connection, especially when Trent is central, more central. Do you rate Isaac for Nunes, Caval for Diaz, Olise for Salah? Hey, I would bite your hand off for that. 100%, I will bite your hand off. Like this, if we could do that, that shows me Liverpool are ruthless now. You know what I mean? So then I wouldn't hesitate. I wouldn't hesitate to take that because I know I'm gonna have two quality, composed guys on the wing, and a super composed striker like uh Isaac. Oh, I'll bite your hand off. Darwin was great before his injury. Yeah, exactly. He was getting in the mood, man. I think it kind of like threw him off mentally. I think the guy needs a little bit therapy. Calm down, that Zen stuff. You know what I mean? Fozzy in the house. Yes, bro. Hope all is well. Yes, chat. I hope you're all good. He's saying, guys. Everybody say hello to Foles. Foles is in the house. I think Salah will see out his contract and leave for free if they don't extend. Yeah. And you wouldn't mind Salah that. Give him that. But at the same time, I would like to I would like Slot to have like his own his own forwards, you know what I mean? His own forwards. I mean, I don't know if they can do it in a year, change it all up, but I definitely midway through the season I was happy to sell Gakpo. I want to keep Gakpo now because I see his potential, guys. I see him really well. Diaz needs to go though. For me, Diaz has definitely got to go. No hard feelings, no whatever. But he's too unpredictable for the modern game. I think he's a throwback to the early 2090s, a footballer that's unpredictable that can win you a game by himself. Yes, but not now. Sorry, not now. 33 times. That's not bad. That's like almost one a game. And you want someone like that. I think Jamie Vardy used to crazily be offside a lot. I just did a course. I was doing a course on individual uh, training plans for players in football, and the example they used was Vardy, and he's almost always offside. But the reason being is because he's always on the last man. He's not interested in playing 1-2s with anyone. He's just there ready to keep that the back line occupied always, so the guys in midfield can find the spaces in between the lines. And so yeah, it'll probably be perfect for a Slot, especially the way he operates, because he does have that number 10. He plays a double pivot and a number 10. So might work out for us. Could you please provide detailed analysis of this season's performance, highlight both the positive trophy loss and negative aspects? We'll do that end of the season. We're going to come together with Foles and Alid as well, and some of the other guys like Unk and the others, and we'll definitely do a season breakdown of all the good parts, all the bad parts, and all the meh parts. Yeah, we'll definitely be doing that. Where do I stand on Slot? We'll be bringing a video out very soon. Definitely think Slot sounds good on paper. Sounds good on paper. But nothing is one on paper. So we'll break down what he's all about and what he's achieved so far in his career. But then again, I will not get carried away, because the enemy just down the road called Man United brought in a Dutch guy that everybody was raving about just before he came. And hasn't worked out, has it? So I do not want to count my chickens just yet. Here we go. Personally, I don't think we can't start next season with 5 players who are 0+. Target, it's a recipe for disaster, in my opinion. 5 players who are 0+. VVD, Robo, Allison, Endo. Oh, 30+. I think you mean 30+. I mean, it's okay for Allison, guys. He's a goalkeeper. Him being 30+ is nothing. Even VVD, especially when you saw Thiago Silva lasting the way he is, and VVD is an athlete. I think he can definitely survive. Would he be the VVD of 27 now? But he still can do definitely a job. Endo, squad player, should be a squad player next year. You know, coming in, securing the last 15, 20 minutes of matches when we need to solidify, not being taken off. Klopp, don't take off Endo. I think he took him off at 3-1, and we saw us capitulate against Aston Villa. Yeah, the only person I would say Robbo probably needs to be changed, and Salah probably needs to be changed, in my opinion, because they're just so unique in their game style. I think we need to go and get more of technical players that are not running orientated. They're not just based on just running, and I think that's what they are. Yes, as I just said, I would sell Salah, and so does James. Slot as my full support until he don't deserve it. Yeah, 100%, guys. Listen, when I say I'm not sure about him, it doesn't mean I'm not going to support him. I mean that I'm not going to get giddy over him. I'm just hoping to be surprised, pleasantly surprised, and he does like the ultimate satisfaction would be if he does a Xavi Alonso and does crazy in his first full season. You know what I mean? But then again, Xavi Alonso had like time to prepare with a season, with like maybe a half a season with Leverkusen. So Pep will coach Salzburg. Norbis and Chat, will you take him as your next coach if he's a success? Not straight from Salzburg. I would like him to go from Salzburg to maybe Leipzig, and then I'll judge him at Leipzig, because Salzburg is the Austrian league, and I think they win it almost all the time. Salzburg, I'm not too sure. Someone let me know. Do they win it? Do they win it all the time, Salzburg? Because if they do, then it's not really showing me anything. I want to see you do what a Xavi Alonso did, go to a team that usually doesn't win and win with them. Then I'll be like, all right, we need to take this guy seriously. I mean, I like I like the way Pep Linders talks. He's my kind of manager, explains things. He's excited about the football. He's someone that's really passionate about it. But you can be that, and you can always be a number 2, because you don't have the personality to bring these players along with you. You know what I mean? One thing is, Klopp does have that personality. Pep does have that personality. Even Arteta has that personality where they captivate the player and make them believe that what they're doing is the end all be all. Like when Henri was talking about Pep, how he was just, players like to, although they might sometimes think that they don't like to be told what to do, but when a manager is proper, like not budging from his style, they respect you more. The wishy-washy guys they don't like, because one day is this, one day is that. That's why I think Graham Potter failed, because the guy was probably like, tracksuit bottoms at Brighton, and he comes wearing nice suits and nice garms at Chelsea. Doesn't, for me, that will show that you're not really authentic. So you got to be authentic, guys, and you got to stick to what you believe. Hit the likes, guys. Make sure you hit the likes. That's what I said. I'm behind Slot. He has a good squad to start with. If Edwards and Slot address the gaps, I'm very positive. That's it, guys. That's what I'm waiting for. I want to see the signings that come in this summer. Are we going to go all out, or are we going to just, be forgotten? Because if we have like no one comes in next season and we're expected Slot to just work with what he's got right now, it doesn't fill me with confidence, because you're seeing now, you're gonna see like a lot of people looking back and thinking, oh, if only kept Klopp, if only this and that about Klopp. And we'll be looking a bit backwards a lot if they don't give us something to dream about in the summer. I mean, we're only fans, guys. We're only fans. We're not in their position, you know what I mean? Their position, they have to think about budgets and what have you, but you need to make us dream as well. You need to bring the fans along with you. Because if the fans, as Shankly said, that trifecta of fans, players, and manager needs to be aligned. And if it's not aligned, I don't think it's going to work out too well. But let me know in the comments, anyone got any players that they're thinking is a must, needs to come into this team? Because what I've been hearing lately is there's not enough quality players out there. Is there a player that is a must that can come into this Liverpool team and elevate us straight away? Just quickly, let me know. Drop down some names in the comments right now so I can so we can just quickly debate it just before the stream ends, because it's almost been an hour now. We're gonna end it soon. So let me know in the comments a player that we need definitely that will elevate us. Just one position, guys. One position. I don't want 3 or 4 positions that will elevate us straight away to being really, really top. Tony says Isaac. Oh, I would agree, because Isaac will be crazy. Isaac will be absolutely crazy. He's got that finishing of a number 9, as well as the intricate play where he can get involved in the build up as well, because he's very, very comfortable on the ball. One thing I've heard about Slot, he likes to play players in their position, not try putting square pegs in. Opposite, Redbird, opposite. He's changed a lot of players' positions. Be careful where you get that from, because he has changed people's positions. He has made strikers, I believe, strikers into midfielders into defenders, defenders into midfielders. So I think he does do that a lot, and he has changed people's positions. But yeah, Musiala, Branthwaite is never coming. He's an Everton guy. But Musiala would love it. Carvalho's back though as well. Remember that. Foe says he's desperate for a DM. You know who's available? Someone we probably should have got last year. Ugarte. And the guy is absolutely 10-10. He doesn't fit PSG's model, because obviously they don't like destroyers. They like, deep line playmakers. But he is a destroyer. Ugarte will be available. I don't know if you guys still rate Ugarte. He hasn't really played much under in PSG under, what's his name? Luis Enrique. But I think there's already made top quality DM right there. Someone that can also, calm maybe Nunes down, someone from his national team. I've heard Wafers has good stats. Could be a shot for DM. Could be, yeah, but I think he's probably gonna stay away from that. He might stay away out of respect. He doesn't want to take their best players. I mean, that's how Klopp operated for. I don't think he did. He went and got any of his old players to come to Liverpool because he's respected the clubs too much. Slot might be the same, you know. So anyway, guys, I hope you like the stream. Please do like, subscribe, share it with your network on Twitter, on whatever any social media platform that you're in. And yeah, we'll hopefully see you guys very soon. We'll be discussing the season that's just gone, Klopp's legacy soon. We'll also be be looking at Slot coming in. What's going to be the solution? Where Liverpool could finish. It's going to be interesting, guys. Stay with us. Transfer videos will be coming soon as well. We'll be dissecting some of the transfer gossip that's going around. And at the end of the day, we hope to grow, and I hope you guys can be part of it. Be those people that were like here in the beginning, and yeah, make sure you rock with us. We'll definitely rock with you lot back. We'll be coming, man. It's the end of an era coming to an end, guys. Sometimes you just gotta accept it and enjoy it. Look back at the good times, because we did build some really good memories. Barcelona, I just make sure to watch it once a season, the full match, with some United friends that support Man United. They're in my house, and so I have to force them to watch it. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's going to be an amazing team. We had some good ups and downs, but that's what life is about. Looking back at the ups and downs, one of the downs were losing 3-0 to Barcelona at their ground, and then the up the next week where we went crazy. I went crazy. I'm sure everyone went crazy. Just think about it. Like, it brings a smile to my face, man. But yeah, hopefully we can build some of those here on this channel. We'll build those memories together, and we'll drive through it together, guys. And hope you guys rock with us. And until next time, guys, I appreciate you guys jumping on. I appreciate you guys commenting. And we'll see you on the next video. Until next time, make sure you be good to each other. One last comment. Let me just say, I'm going to miss those Champions League nights on the club. Exactly. Nice one, bro. Appreciate it, guys. And we're going to end it here. And I hope you guys have a fantastic day. Enjoy your day. Enjoy your Thursday. And we'll see each other soon. Until next time, guys. Peace.